The North Carolina High School Athletic Association 2A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home. From Keenan Stadium at UNC, Mountain Heritage, and Reidsville. Hi, everybody. I'm Patrick Johnson. Jay Sunhalter is alongside. No need to adjust your set. Mountain Heritage and Reidsville meeting in the state final rather than in the Western playoffs. Reidsville shifted over to the East with the way seeding was done in this COVID era. So these foes have met before in the postseason, and now they meet today for a championship, Jay.
Yeah, and Patrick, these teams know each other well. There's a contrast in style. Reidsville scored over 40 points per game every single ball game they've blown through the playoffs. Now on the other side, Mountain Heritage, they faced some adversity, some tough competition, but they found a way with their defense to make it to the state championship.
Yeah, all those matchups have usually been pretty good games. Hoping for one here today. Let's take a look at some of the players that Jay's going to spotlight for us now. Who do you have, Sonny?
Kaysen Hall's been an outstanding player, playing both ways for Mountain Heritage. He's a 3-year starter, and he's the conference's defensive player of the year, playing linebackers where he excels. He's got outstanding instincts, and we'll see him playing fullback as well, where he averages over 5 yards per carry. For Reidsville, Kyle Penix is their star. Dual threat quarterback who signed to play with the Wofford Terriers. He's got a bright future in the Southern Conference, but this year he has 22 touchdown passes on the year, and he can do damage from the pocket. He can also extend plays and is a threat with his legs.
Yeah, Penix moving up a lot of passing charts here in the state of North Carolina. Ingles, food for thought. Low prices, love the savings. Sonny, what are your keys to the game?
For Mountain Heritage, they have to limit the 3 and outs. They've got to continue to maintain drives and use the clock and win the time of possession battle. They also have to create turnovers and give themselves more scoring opportunities. For Reidsville, their goal is to stop the run. Majority of the plays they're going to see are running action, so they've got to focus down in the trenches, and then they want to have explosive plays through the air, taking shots down the field.
Let's go to the third member of our broadcast team today, Aaron Summers, with a further look at this matchup.
Thanks, Patrick. Championship trips are what Reidsville does, making their 4th straight championship appearance, and they treat it just like that, business as usual. So much so that they took their activity buses to today's game just like any other game. For Mountain Heritage, they're coming off a really emotional overtime win over Hendersonville last weekend. They took some time to really enjoy that moment and then quickly turned their attention to this week, focusing on winning their first state title. Patrick?
Thanks a lot, Aaron. The Cougars, the Rams, the kickoff on a Saturday evening in Chapel Hill. Next! 4th all-time meeting between these two programs. They've all been in the postseason. Reidsville has won the prior 3 matchups. They happened consecutively at 16, 17, and 18, deep into the playoffs. And because Reidsville shifting over to the East bracket this year, Mountain Heritage qualifying as the 2A Western champ, and here we are. These two facing off. The legendary Jimmy Teague. More on him in a moment as the kick will bounce into the end zone. And Anthony Franson, who is one of the best kickers in the state of North Carolina's history with our Pitt County Health Department kickoff. There's Jimmy Teague, longtime mentor at Reidsville, coaching in his 10th championship game here today. And he's opposed on the other sideline by Joey Robinson. Coach Robinson in his 2nd state championship game. Gabe Silvers will lead the offense out for Heritage. Cougars playing only 8 games this year and just 3 games in the conference. Silvers scored the game-winning touchdown to get them to the championship game, and he'll take it on the first play of the game off the right side. And that'll be a pickup of a couple and bring up 2nd down and 6. Our starting lineups for West Shore Home. We mentioned Silvers. Sonny talked about Hall in the beginning. Burgeon's another player to keep an eye on, along with Higgins and Branton, and they have a very good offensive line. There's a good look there at Coach Robinson. Lineup for West Shore Home. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just 1 day. Jay, they're going to keep it on the ground. They average 288.5 coming in.
Yeah, we're going to see a majority of ground plays, a lot of misdirection in the backfield.
So ahead to the 24, and a look defensively at the Rams for West Shore Home. This is a defense that is allowing less than 8 yards per game. Teams have had success running on them, but virtually no success throwing the ball against them. They're also, Jay, plus 23 on the turnover margin coming in. That boggles the mind.
It's amazing how they can create turnovers through interceptions, but also stripping the football. And they've set their high-powered offense up so many times with short fields this season.
3rd and 2 for Mountain Heritage. 3rd down has been a down this year that Reidsville has had success on defensively. But here, lunging ahead, is the awfully tough junior Gabe Silvers, who picks up the first.
That was an important first down pickup. In the open, we talked about maintaining drives, winning time of possession, executing on 3rd down. That's a good job by Silvers, just dashing and jumping across that line to get the first down.
North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services first down. You have a spot. Take your shot. Couple of backs beside Silver. There's a wing back out to the right. Little option pitch coming near side. Pretty little sidestep there. And some good yardage on first down. Picked up for Jalen Branton. Branton is their leading receiver, but he will also carry the football, as you see here.
Yeah, the initial fake to Hall up the middle brought the defense's eyes towards the right side of the offensive line, and then following the blockers outside. That was a nice job getting 7 yards, another positive play by Branton.
The key today for this offense, Jane, for Joey Robinson, who calls plays for them, their head coach, is going to be getting the ball to his playmakers in a variety of ways. Silvers. And Silvers able to lunge ahead. He'll be shy of the first down sticks by a yard. Pickup of 2 to the 40-yard line. He comes in with 1,100 yards rushing on the year, and he averages 157 yards on the ground himself. Jay, there's some running backs that don't average that much anymore.
Yeah, he's the best running back, but also he can throw. He's got 11 touchdowns on the season, a strong arm, but they're going to use him predominantly on the ground. He does a nice job of just recognizing where the blockers are in front, setting them up, and then making cuts.
20 yards on this opening drive, which has so far consumed some time, and it's going to be short of the first down. Silvers in a decision early for the Heritage coaching staff.
Does Kason Hall out front trying to set the edge. And you're right, decision time early on in this ball game. You're on your own side of the field. You know that this offense for Reidsville is going to put up points today. I think you've got to maintain the time of possession here. And it looks like, Patrick, the offense is staying out on the field.
Might be an attempt to maybe draw them off. Could see a quick kick here. We will see. Jimmy Teague knew that this was going to be a tough assignment for his team as they go for a 3rd straight state title and playing in the championship for the 4th year. And this is going to be close. Both sides come up pointing in either direction. And they went to Kason Hall that time. Hall with over 600 yards rushing on the year. He had 80 yards last game. The Reidsville fans don't like the spot. The folks that made the 4.5-hour trip from Heritage, including Coach Robinson, happy with the call.
Well, and I like the aggressive nature. Joey Robinson going ahead, trusting his offensive line, and then giving it to your star fullback in Hall, 225 pounds, powering through.
Well, that first down for NCHSAA. You have a spot. Take your shot. Option going the other way this time. The pitch, Branton. And he will head out of bounds with a senior. Pushed out over on that far side by Paul Weiderman. Weiderman making his 20th tackle of the year. And Jay, 5 minutes into this game. Right now, Mountain Heritage is controlling the tempo.
Yeah, I like the play design there. You saw the eyes of the defense flow towards the right. They got sucked up, and then the pitch to the outside. Just a nice job of getting this defense off balance and really guessing, playing on their heels. Impressive start up front, especially by this offensive line.
Another North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services first down. Now just a straight fullback draw. And here's a guy that his pads get behind him and he runs the football, he's tough to bring down in case at all. He is a load, 6 foot, 225 pounds. Aaron Summers, an impressive drive here early. What do you have?
It's exactly what Coach Robinson said we would see from his team. They're tough, hard-nosed. They do the little things right. Coach Robinson said the Cougars may not be the most talented team, but they have a bunch of kids that are tough as nails, and they don't want to let go of the rope right now, Patrick.
Ninth play of this drive early, and it's going to be close to a first down again. Coach Robinson sporting the shorts for a lot of people here in the Triangle. It might be kind of long sleeve weather when you're up there in the mountains. It's pretty warm. It's a spring day. That's why you got the shorts on.
Yeah, he's tough over there. It's warm weather.
Yeah, anything above 40 usually in some parts of western North Carolina might qualify for the short pants. So another first down, and they're just churning them out here. Fourth of this opening drive. Football will be snapped, and from the 37-yard line, Hall's going to get tackled behind the line of scrimmage. First time today that they've got negative yardage on a play. It's Weiderman again.
Weiderman shot through the gap. This is really the first time we've seen Reidsville diagnose the play and then attack. You see 5 hats flowing over towards the football.
Including Breon Pass, who will likely be on this campus. Maybe not receiving cheers in his future. He's headed to play basketball at NC State. Number 1 today, Breon Pass, a great story and a great athlete. Could have played football anywhere in the country. A time-consuming opening drive. They're going to go to the air. Pressure. It's going to be a sack. Back into their own territory. Going down. J.D. McCain gets his 3rd sack of the season.
And McCain coming up, the sophomore, such a talented young player. We'll see him unblocked. And nowhere for Silvers to go with the ball. Now this defense, they've given up some big plays. By the past couple plays, they've really done a nice job of being aggressive and going through there. That was a huge sack by McCain.
So it's going to be 3rd and 25. 13th play of this opening drive that's lasted over 8 minutes. Bit of a busted play there, not what they wanted. And Reidsville, the Rams, starting to pick things up front. That was Jan Floyd, 28 tackles, 10 tackles for loss coming in. 6'1", 250-pound senior jogging off. It's going to be 4th down, and they're going to have to punt the football. So Silvers, who also handles the punting duties for them, 32 yards on the average this year. A low liner that will roll and bounce and trickle down inside the 25. It'll be down at the 23. A timeout. Reidsville will get their first crack at it when we return.
Sue's never toured with Redfin until now. Pick your time and a local Redfin agent will help you find
the one.
On-demand home tours from Redfin.
I am because we are, which is to say that I'm shaped by the community and the community shapes me and I shape the community. And therefore, in the midst of a pandemic, without a doubt, when one is unhealthy, all of us are unhealthy. In many ways, we do have a dark history around medicine with African Americans, but this is an opportunity to move into the light. We need you to take the vaccine. You have a spot. Take your shot.
The Whitley Advantage, it's the relentless pursuit of a successful resolution of a claim. You should hire the Whitley Law Firm. We're going to treat that client and every client with courtesy and respect, and we're going to be available.
Time-consuming opening drive that resulted in a punt of 28 yards. Reidsville will start from their own 23-yard line. They'll get their hands on the football. They come in averaging over 50 points per game. They're averaging 385.4. In the total offensive category, they have been very balanced offensively. In fact, they do average more yards, but just barely on the ground than they do passing yards this year. As Penix leads them out, he'll hand it off to Harrison on first down. The 1,000-yard rusher is able to forge his way ahead 6 yards to the 29. And our starting lineups for the Reidsville offense for West Shore Home. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Vivian Harrison, very good running back. He is a senior and he is a load. And he will get very few yardage there on that second down handoff. He was hit by Mason Robinson, the outside linebacker, 5'11", 190-pound junior. You see Robinson there with Hall, who is a two-way player, Webb and Higgins. And they are very physical up front as well. This is a very good defense for Mountain Heritage. They're kind of a bend but don't break grouping. 3rd down and 2 here as we'll see what Kyle Penix, who comes in top 10 in the state in touchdown passes for a career, top 30 for passing yards coming into the game here this afternoon. He'll go to pass, who will get very close and pick up the first down. And a nice job to get over there to him, make a tackle was Josh Jobe. He just got there a little too late pass with that good athleticism. Nice job to fight off a block there, Jay Sonhalder, but Breon Pass able to get first down yardage.
Yeah, and you get one of the best players in the country out on the perimeter with that little swing pass in a one-on-one situation. He's going to be able to pick up a yard. That was a good job by him just powering through to get enough.
NCHSAA first down. You have a spot, now take your shot, and that's Penix to the ground on 1st and 10. He's able to advance the football up to the 39. Pick up a 4, and we'll have second down upcoming there. The tackle made by Grady Brooks. He's a load. 6'3", 300-pound senior. He comes in with 71 stops, 15 tackles for loss, and had a 6-game performance as far as tackles go. A 6-tackle performance, I should say, in their game last week. Penix with Harrison offset behind him. Harrison gets the call, and the Cougar defense is there. Hall initially blew it up, and then it was capped off by a couple of defenders, including the very impressive and athletic Logan Higgins. He's got a great frame, Jay, 6'5", 225, and he can run.
Yeah, and it's just the athleticism with his vision. He sifted through here and then made the tackle, but he's a big-time prospect as well. That long wingspan, once he wraps you up, he's not going to let you go.
He's got an opportunity to be a preferred walk-on here at UNC. Campbell's interested in him, but he wants to be an electrical engineer. So he's picking his decision where to go very closely. Oh, look at Penix. Nice run, scrambles. Penix still breaking tackles, and he'll take off down the sideline. What an amazing run by Penix. Off to the promised land. Touchdown, Reidsville. It looked like Bo Jackson in Techno Bowl for that Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue touchdown. At Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, we're grateful to serve.
This is what Penix can do. He can break down a defense. They're in coverage. They thought they did a good job. And then look at the power, the determination to break through these tackles into the speed to take it the distance. He just broke down all 11 guys on the defensive end, easily getting in the end zone.
35 in a row from Anthony Frenson there as far as point after touchdowns go. What a run by Penix. He takes it to the house. Big run for a score, his 7th of the year. Reidsville on top, 19 ticks remaining in the first stanza.
How the smartest shoppers are shopping in Raleigh. See how much more they saved at Walmart versus Food Lion this week? And that's how the smartest shoppers saved over $25 on this card at Walmart.
For years, I've been told I would never get my license back, and there was nothing I could do about it. AC was the only person willing to help.
The time and effort she put into my personal injury case made it seem as though I was her only client.
The DA was not offering a good plea in my felony case, but after AC went to work, the charges got dropped.
I'm attorney AC Jackson. If you have a legal matter, I can help you too. Put competence and experience to work for you. Contact Jackson Law Center for your legal needs.
Kyle Penix, a 61-yard run. Overall, that is his 29th touchdown of the season.
When you go back and watch that replay, Patrick, we were amazed. I mean, there were 2 or 3 different defenders that had him wrapped up, and he found a way just to slither away. Just watch this. There's not a lot of room to run here. Then he breaks free. Watch him go to work.
He's just running through guys at this point.
I mean, they had their shoulder on him, and then the speed. I mean, you saw it all there. The ability to get out of the pocket, then cut back, power through tacklers, and then the speed. That's all of his skill set in one play.
When you say dual threat, Penix certainly comes to mind. Here's a kick that will push Virgin back inside the 15-yard line. He's able to get a pretty good return on it, considering that when he took the ball out of the air, he was going in the wrong direction. That is our Pitt County Health Department kickoff. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. 20-yard line is where they'll scrimmage here with 14 seconds to go in the first. This is going to be the challenge today, is a prolonged and lengthy opening drive that came up empty, and then the quick strike ability of Reidsville. So if you're Mountain Heritage, you cannot have, as coach told us beginning of the week, a lot of 3 and outs, but I don't think you can have empty prolonged drives, and you can't have penalties deep in your own territory against this defense.
Yeah, when you play an offense that's so explosive, you're right, Patrick. Not only do you want to play keep away, and it's important to maintain that time of possession, but when you do, you've got to score. You have to make the most of your opportunities. And that first drive, they held on the ball, moved the ball at a high level, but then they kind of got stuck once they moved past midfield. You have to maintain these drives and finish.
Gabe Silvers, 84 yards passing, but 210 yards rushing, a season high last week. He'll go to Hall here, who will lunge ahead and pick up 7. And that'll be the final play of this opening quarter. Lengthy early drive for the Cougars. The Rams respond with an explosive run from their signal caller. And we're at a 7-0 count after 1 between these two playoff rivals. North Carolina High School Athletic Association 2A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home. Stay tuned for the Hardys Feed Your Happy halftime report. We'll have a special interview with Q Tucker, Commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. First half highlights and more. Second down and long here for Mountain Heritage, 35 yards in the first quarter, and that all on the opening drive, which took over 8 minutes, but they had to punt after 13 plays. Oh, some trickery here. Silvers, isn't he slick? Nice play fake. And Silvers, who scored the game-winning touchdown to beat Hendersonville and advance them to the 2A state championship game for the second time in their school's history. He scored on a 4th down and goal from the 4. This time he picks up 3 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5, Jay. But with the offense they run, even 3rd and 5 can seem like 3rd and long when you're this deep in your own territory.
Yeah, exactly. And they've just got to rely on that offensive line. And you talked about the play fakes. I mean, he really is like a master of carrying out those fakes. And that's what got the defense off balance.
Hall gets it here. Good old-fashioned run up the gut. And he should have a first down.
There was no fake there. Hall just got that ball immediately. No hesitation. Watch this. I think number 42, 225 pounds with that leg strength. Diving through.
So they pick up the first down, and they will, on the legs of Hall, have an opportunity to keep moving it along here. An NC 529 first down with the NC 529 plan. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education. Silvers slithering through a hole. He breaks tackles. And, tough run. Gets him out close to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, look at Silvers right here, following Hall, his offensive line blocking up front. It's a good job by Ashton Holman up front, clearing out a path. And this offense, now you look up, I mean, I know you're down 7 points, but they've maintained time of possession already over 10 minutes against only 2:54 for Reidsville.
Ashton Hoyleman, the right guard, his brother, the left tackle, Bryson Hoyleman. There goes Hall up the gut again. Hall straight ahead. Hall has that Jim Brown thing going where regardless of how the play goes, he kind of gets up slowly after he pounds a run on you like he did there.
And look at his power, but also the speed to break through here. And I'll tell you, if you're a linebacker, if you're a defensive back, it's tough getting in his lane to tackle him because you know he's going to lower his shoulder.
34 yards up the middle is favoring his shoulder, it appears there just a little bit. That is his longest run of the year. Check that, his second longest run of the season. Still, it brings up an NC 529 first down. And Jay, as long as in this offense you can get positive yards to the tune of 3 or 4 on your first snap, that puts you in pretty good position. It gives you a lot of things on the menu to go to.
It really does. It makes it much more manageable, and you're not stuck in bad situations on third down. Now, we haven't seen this offense throw the ball yet. It's all been on the ground. We'll see if they start sprinkling in some passing plays.
Try to get a check on Hall, see how that shoulder, if it is indeed that injury, might be hampering him. Right now, he's not out there. Looks like we're going to have a timeout taken by Heritage. So Mountain Heritage trying to get the offense in gear. An early opening drive that went several plays. They're looking for points, trying to tie it up here with Reidsville in the 2A title matchup. Coming up later today, we're going to be showcasing the Hardee's Feed Your Happy play of the game. A couple of early candidates. A dazzling 61-yard run for Kyle Penix to get the first score of the game out of the way for Reidsville. And now Mountain Heritage trying to deliver an answering score. Out of their timeout, we're going to have it 2nd and 7. And Silver decided to keep it that time. Good assignment football there. Nice tackle by Harrison.
And Harrison playing both ways, and he didn't bite on the fake. The defensive line kind of swarmed over towards the right side, but the linebackers stayed at home. See the ball fake to Hall right there, and here comes Silvers. Harrison was not fooled.
Titletown, the football capital of North Carolina, Reidsville. Got the website, Jay, 21 and counting. 21 state titles is what they claim. According to the High School Athletic Association, it's 18. Most championships, however you slice it, state history. Mountain Heritage, not daunted by that legacy. And we have whistles. Prior to the play, we have a flag. And it's going to be a false start against Mountain Heritage, something they can ill afford. It's Johnny Ford, our referee today. Jay, they've had a couple of instances here where they've brought the ball down the field, have put together a good drive, and then something breaks down or a penalty's been committed. And that's just a no-no against this Reidsville Rams club.
It is. I mean, a lot of good things they're doing, But at the end of the day, you got to score points, especially once you get past midfield. And it seems like both drives, once they got to around the 40-yard line, have stalled out. Now setting up here the situation you do not want to be in with a team that likes to run the ball. 3rd and 12 coming up.
Coach Robinson said when we pass, we make sure we throw it where the other team can't get to it. They're going to think a little longer about a possible passing down here, 3rd and long. 7.5 to go in this first half, and another big decision for the Cougars. This is the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 2A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home. Stay tuned. Later in our broadcast, we'll be selecting the West Shore Home Player of the Game. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. An injury update with Aaron.
Kason Hall over here on the sidelines for the Cougars. He came back in for one snap and then immediately checked himself back out of the ball game. It is that left shoulder that he's having trouble with. The trainers have been looking at it on the sideline. He will come back in on defense, but opting out of the offensive side for the time being.
All right, Aaron, thanks a lot. Aaron on top of it there. There's Hall. That was a pass play that, despite the best efforts of Branton, did not result in a first down, but they are in 4-down territory. One thing he did do here, Sonny, he fought for yardage to make this 4th down a little less difficult.
Yeah, this is what outstanding effort. A good job there, because every yard counts here to make it more manageable with 4th and 4 coming up.
Picked up 8. They've converted their only 4th down try today. They're looking for their 7th first down of the game so far. Low snap. Silvers bumps into a lineman, and that costed him. Kind of a combination of things going against him there. The snap was not spot on, and then he collided with Grady Brooks, his tackle, and back there to make the stop for the Reidsville Rams is one of their defensive tackles. Here's another look at it, Jay.
Yeah, and to Aaron's point with Hall being out of the ball game, that's a spot where he probably would have gotten the ball on 4th and 4. So a huge development with Hall being out. Hopefully he'll be able to come back for the Cougars.
Isaiah Mosqueda with the tackle. He's now out there on the offensive line. And here's a dazzling run after the catch. Off to the races for Reidsville. Headed for the end zone. It's going to be a touchdown for the Rams. Cam Peebles with his 12th catch, his 3rd touchdown of the year. Big game for him last week as he took one in from 76 yards out. This time it's a 69-yard nice run.
Between Penix's run and then here's Peoples, how easy does Reidsville make it look? I mean, that's just a cut to the outside, then bring it back to the inside. No one can catch up to Peoples. Final block here by pass just getting in the way of the defender. But this offense, you can see why they're so explosive. They scored 78 points in one ball game. Every single game they played, they scored over 40 points.
Franson's extra point is boomed through. That's his 61st of the year. He's only missed a couple of tries, 147 of his career. And by the way, with that yardage on that pass for Penix, who now moves into the top 10 by himself in career touchdown passes in the state of North Carolina. He will pass Donald Britt from Western Alamance into 29th place alone in passing yards. But more importantly, with that touchdown pass, moves into sole possession of 10th place in the state career touchdown passing charts. He now has 105. He was tied with former Broughton Capstar and NC State quarterback Daniel Evans, the son of the great Johnny Evans, but now Penix sits alone in 10th place.
Well, for Reidsville, quick drives here. You're happy to be up 14-0, but they really haven't been out on the field. only 3 minutes of time of possession. So they've done their work very quickly here. Mount Heritage, again, a lot of good things that we're seeing, maintaining drives, but you have to score points. And with your star player out, Kason Hall, we'll see if he can come back in on this drive. They need his toughness running the football.
Explosion plays to say the least. A 61-yard run for Penix. A 69-yard catch and run for the touchdown. And the whistles will blow, and we're going to get a mulligan on the kick.
Dead ball, offside on the 5-yard penalty, free kick.
We're much obliged because that gives us a chance to tell you this is a Pitt County Health Department kickoff. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. What a career for that man there. He is looking for a state championship number 8. It'll be for him, Jimmy Tigg, in his 26th year at Reidsville, 35th overall. Has won over 300 games while at Reidsville, over 350 in his career, and looking for his 72nd playoff victory today. From the 16-yard line. And a good return out to the 33. Nice work there. Well, stay tuned. Coming up at the half, we're going to have our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime show. We'll have an interview with the commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, Q Tucker, plus first half highlights, stats, and a lot more. Jay, if there are some must-score moments in a football game, I think this possession here is one of them.
It is. I mean, you got to keep pace with this offense.
So they'll start from their own 33-yard line where Mountain Heritage. And Silvers has been on quite a run in the playoffs carrying the football. Hits it out across to the 41, a gain of 8. If you look at what Silvers has done on the ground in the postseason, 521 yards rushing and 5 touchdowns coming in. He's also thrown for 4 scores, so they've gone to the air selectively. But without Hall in there to help, it really falls on the shoulders of Silvers to make plays. And he does there, picking up an NC 529 first down.
Already now 14 carries on the ball game. It's got to be him and Brayton carrying the load. With Hall out, not only they're gonna miss him on the offensive end, he's the conference defensive player of the year as well. So that's a big hole with him, not being able to re-enter the game at this moment.
With the NC 529 plan, it's never too early or too late to start saving for education. Silvers going through one tackle, and then McCain drops him. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Again, look up front. The offensive line, it was starting to pull, but it was the penetration of Reidsville just shooting through. It looked like there was going to be a lane. Good job closing the gap.
Hard Hat's seen a little wear and tear this year, hasn't it?
It has.
I thought they were stickers at first from up here, but a great shot from the end zone shows you that I need a new paint job. They're going to throw, lob it out. That's going to be an interception. Picked off out of the sky by Kyrie Hayes. His 2nd interception of the season. Back-to-back picks, and that turnover couldn't come at a worse time for Mountain Heritage. And for Mountain Heritage this year, they've taken pretty good care of the football. That's their first interception they've thrown this year.
They have. I mean, they've been very careful with the ball, and this ball just a little bit too much arc on it, sailing over the head. Now Reidsville here. You know, this offense has scored easily twice. This is only their 3rd possession of the ball game here. We've seen them mix in the run and the pass to get explosive plays.
Tough deal for Silvers today to not only have to run the ball, but then deal with this defense when he's back to throw. He sold the play fake very well. Mountain Heritage has run 26 plays so far this afternoon, just 7 for Reidsville, but the Rams are up 14-zip. Pinnock's going to get slung to the turf here at Keenan Stadium. And the tackle made by Sage Austin, a 6'4", 228-pound junior. Jay, when you look at Mountain Heritage up front, they have some remarkably impressive athletes.
They do. They've got good size, and there's some young talent up there. Austin, only a junior, and they're very stout. And that's why they've been dominant this season. I mean, this is a really good defense. They're just going against an offense that has so much talent, but I like the play on the interior, gaining leverage up front, and Austin shooting through the back.
Well, really, the playoffs are the first time they've been able to play 3 consecutive weeks because of opponents' COVID issues. Here's a pass downfield. It is caught at the 30. Nice move to get 10 more after the catch there by Julius Miller, the junior.
This wide receiving core is so deep. I mean, look at this pass. Penix had all day to throw, wide open on the outside, and then yards after the catch. What impresses me so much is the athleticism. And Miller, another talented player that'll be back next year.
Pickup of 22 yards there and another NC 529 first down. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education. Oh, almost breaking it off there, Harrison. Stevion Harrison tripped up before he could get out of the starter's block. He's able to lunge ahead 9 to the 12.
Harrison really provides the balance to this offense. You can see on the outside all the different playmakers, but you've got to have a running game, and Harrison's that toughness running in between the tackles.
They're in the American Military University red zone. Harrison. And he gets very little there. Rise to the challenge with a degree from American Military University. At American Military University, you'll learn from the leader. Close to a first down. Pickup of 1. Ball will rest at the 11-yard line. And they may bring out the sticks. Kyle Penix, two-time state champion. He's making sure on his social media, Jay, everybody knows that. This is a proud player and a proud program. And as they measure here, we've talked about Jimmy Teague a little bit so far in this game, and he's coached at some other places, but the vast majority, the overwhelming amount of success has happened at Reidsville in his career. Even had a chance to be an offensive coordinator at the D3 level, but eventually matriculated his way back to Reidsville. And he works with the offensive line still. He told us a great story this week about Sam Story, the NCHSAA Hall of Fame member who coached Coach Teague at Southern Alamance, which Coach Teague was an offensive lineman in high school. Story, of course, won a couple state titles, a couple runners-up, assistant coach at Elon and Duke in his time. But Story was at their regional final win against another familiar foe for Reidsville, Northeastern, last week. And he was exchanging texts with Coach Teague this week ahead of this championship game. Third down and 1 as they came up empty. Penix looking for the corner, and he will patiently pick his way for a first and goal situation.
Penix is like a magician. There was nothing here. This was a great job by the defense, shooting through the gaps, getting in the backfield. Look at Penix here, just kind of sift through here. Should have been a tackle. Then right here should have been a tackle. This should not have been picked up because Penix knows how to pick his spots, has really good agility. He was able to just jump back inside and get the first.
Penix, 72 yards rushing the football so far. He'll hand it off. Harrison at the 5 is stacked up. Took a pretty good shot. Getting his arms around his leg was Grady Brooks. And then some help from his teammate on the tackle. Brooks was the guy who wrapped him up there, but credit Hoylman with the stop here over the PA. Penix, 2nd and 5 from a goal-to-go situation, just out of the reach of his intended receiver there in the end zone, Jalen Galloway.
And there they try to move Penix out of the pocket. You see the little play fake to Harrison and then get out on the edge. Ball just a little bit too far. That was good effort by Galloway.
They've got a, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, no, this offense here, 3rd and 5. You figure this is probably going to be 2-down territory to try to get into the end zone.
Well, they also, I was going to say, have a really good kicker. This would be a chip shot for him. Here's a catch, the battle near the goal line. Did he get in? No, he's down at the 1. Great effort on both sides, both defensively and offensively there.
Timeout for helmet off on a white defensive player.
Gained 4 on the completion to Harrison. 4th and goal from the 1. Reidsville fans felt like he got in. What do you think?
Well, I think with his knee being down, it was probably right before the end line. It was a good call. I just think, Patrick, in this situation here, you drove down the field, your offense is rolling. You know, Harrison, we've seen him run the ball so well here today, but you see his hands coming out of the backfield. But here, you've got to go for it.
They have a timeout.
Reidsville, first charge timeout of the half.
So Jimmy Teague, whose son Eric is the offensive coordinator, they will discuss what they want to do here. Eric Teague played collegiately at Methodist in Fayetteville, also played at Reidsville for his dad. Coach Teague also had an older son that played center for him. And right now, I don't know so much, Jay, if this is about what they're going to run as much as this might be a challenge to go ahead and punch it in and put a real exclamation point on the first half.
Yeah, and I think that's the key here. You know, let's put an exclamation point on this. We've been in control. 4th and 1. We're not going to kick a field goal from the 1 yard.
Right, yeah.
We're going to go in and score a touchdown here. And that's the message he's sending to his team by sending the offense back out on the field.
All right, with more on the family tree of the Teague family, here's Aaron.
It's head coach Jimmy Teague and his son Eric Teague as the offensive coordinator. Coach said he wouldn't trade it for the world. He loves spending the time with him on the football field, and on Sundays they go to church together, they eat together, and they often get told to stop talking football by the wives, Patrick.
That could spoil a Sunday meal sometimes, can it not? Penix out of the gun. Harrison into the end zone for 6. He gets his 10th touchdown of the year for Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. At Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, we're grateful to serve.
This was a huge statement. I mean, Jimmy Teague's got trust in that offensive line. Look at the big guys up front. This was an easy touchdown. They got leverage up front, and Harrison saw him catch a pass, and they are doing what he does best, finishing 7 carries for 22 yards already here early on.
Kick is true. 21 zip. Rebound Harrison into the end zone for the 10th time this year. He averages over 9 yards on every one of his carries. He only needed 1 there, and he takes it into the baby blue end zone for the 3rd score of the day. So a couple of different ways they've hit you here. The long run by Penix, the pass by Penix going 69, and then the 1-yard run capping a prolonged drive there that, while it did start at the Mountain Heritage 46 after the interception, it does come following a turnover, and it was several plays, kind of a 4-minute drill there in a way, and that's something that Reidsville may not get a chance to run a lot of, but they ran it very efficiently there.
This offense, you just look at their weapons. I mean, Breon Pass only 1 catch so far. Everybody doing their job. It's so tough to find an area to slow down. If you try to slow down the running game, then they can hurt you through the air. And Penix, only 5 attempts, but he's been accurate, 98 yards through the air. And this is a team, when I look at Reidsville, especially on the offensive end, there's no weaknesses.
They moved over to the east this year, and they blew through the postseason. They shut out Southwest Onslow 50-0 in the first round. Beat Wallace Rose Hill, a storied program, 49-15, and then defeated Elizabeth City's Northeastern 49-21. Comes the return by McCool. And Jacob McCool, following our Pitt County Health Department kick, able to return it out. Yeah, they've usually played Northeastern here in recent years in the championship game, 3 times in fact. And a reminder to join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy, make that the Pitt County Health Department. So first and 10 from the 30-yard line here. This is not, this is probably going to be a knee. I don't think we're going to see a whole lot here, Jay.
Yeah, from Mountain Heritage here, you just got to get the halftime break, make some adjustments, and hope that Hall can come back in this game. You know, the positives were the time of possession. You did have some success on the ground. But on the defensive end, you've got to take away something from Reidsville. Whether that's the run or the pass, you have to find an area that you can take away and try to make them one-dimensional.
Logan Huskins on the final play of the half. Reidsville with a dominant first half performance. The Rams up 21-0 here. A lot of explosion in their offense. And that young man bound for the SoCon, Penix, leading an offense that has looked very comfortable so far. Here's Aaron with Jimmy Teague.
Coach, a balanced attack so far through the first half, 100 yards on the ground and through the air. How do you continue to produce at that rate?
I mean, we got some really good football players. You put the ball in their hand, they're going to make plays, and they showed that right there. We didn't do a lot of good blocking for them, but we made some good plays with the ball in our hands for sure.
On the other side, defensively pitching a shutout so far. What have you liked about that side?
Well, we've been stingy. We make them earn everything they've got, and we got to continue to do that. We can't give up big play, make them earn what they got, and then give them a second and long, third and long. I think we got a better chance to stop them.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Jimmy Teague, the old college defensive tackle. He'll lead his team into the intermission with a 21-zip advantage in this 2A championship broadcast for the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. It's built today by West Shore Home. What a pleasant evening here. It is our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. I'm Patrick Johnson. Welcome back to Keenan Stadium. UNC Chapel Hill, the host of the 2A state championship game this year. We're at the half with Reidsville looking mighty impressive in leading Mountain Heritage, the champions of the West. Ingalls is one of our great sponsor partners who helps bring us these telecasts to the folks like yourselves. They're also a community steward, a tremendous community steward. Let's learn more right now.
Hello, everybody. This is Friday Night Rivals. I'm Nelson Weston, here with our good friend Melissa Level. Melissa, it's always a pleasure to see you.
I know, with football, it's almost over. I know the season's almost over.
It is almost over, but guess what? We are here at the state high school championship football game. Are you ready for some final football?
I am, and I'll tell you what, it's amazing that we all got here. What a crazy year, but congratulations to both teams and to the players and all the hard work they had to do to get here.
It was a crazy year indeed. Now, Melissa, talk to us for a second about what this moment means, and not just for Ingalls, but for the community as a whole, especially in light of the pandemic.
Absolutely. Well, you know, it's been tough on everyone, families and children that have had these sporadic school times and practice times. This took every bit of heart and gumption to get here. And as far as Ingalls goes, you know, a lot of these people work at Ingalls. You know, we feed their families, their children come in to get jobs, their first jobs sometimes are with Ingalls. We have our pharmacy, so we're kind of wrapped around the community. We wrap our arms around them and give them a great big hug. So we feel like this is a way to say, we're so proud of you guys.
Even during the darkest days of the pandemic, Ingalls always remained steadfast in their commitment and partnership with the community and with educational initiatives.
That's correct.
Melissa, let's talk about that famous Tools for Schools program. What's that all about?
Well, and it's wonderful, and it did keep going, and I think that's a really good point to do that. Every time anybody came in to shop, if you have an Ingalls Advantage card and you link it to the school of your choice, money goes to that school. And we kept it going, and to be honest with you, people were shopping more, so schools earned more money. Now, we didn't want to deliver things to empty schools, so we rolled the money over so people could get use it this year when schools reopened, so that everything would be ready in the classroom when they came back. So we did the best we can to make sure the money was used properly and for the best it could be.
Every time you're swiping your card, folks, you are giving back to your community. That is outstanding work.
Absolutely.
And Melissa, on a day like game day, and any day for that matter, Ingalls is undoubtedly the place you want to shop for all your great foods, isn't that right?
Absolutely. Everything except including the game cakes, you can have with your team pictures on the front, snacks and the soft drinks, and of course our wonderful party platters and subs and pizza, everything.
Outstanding work. Folks, this is Friday Night Rivals. I'm Nelson Weston. Back to the game.
Welcome back to the Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. Earlier in the week, our Jay Sunholder had a chance to speak with the commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association.
Hi, we're here with Q Tucker, commissioner of the North Carolina High School Athletic Association. Q, how exciting has it been to get to this point of the football season?
Well, maybe the best way to say it, Jay, is we're over the moon with excitement. We certainly are pleased. We're ecstatic that we've been able to travel a path that has allowed us to play other sports, including what we're getting ready to witness this weekend, as it's speaking specifically about our football championships. But we're just really pleased. But all the credit goes to our school people, administrators, superintendents, principals, and then obviously from the sports end, we look at our athletic directors and our coaches and what they've done to make this year possible is really short of miraculous. I was a classroom teacher for 12 years in the public schools. And so when I think about teachers and what they've been through this year, it is short of a miracle that they've been able to do what they've done. And so my hat's off to them.
And in this year's state championships, there's plenty of big-name football schools, football powers. What do you think makes these programs so successful?
Well, I think, first of all, it's a commitment on the part of administrators to having a first-class athletic program. And sometimes having a first-class program doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to end up in a state championship. But I think when you make the commitment to provide resources and to have quality people who are in charge of your program, people who are doing things the right way, that's when the cream rises to the top. And I think these programs year in and year out do things the right way. They involve the community in their efforts. And it's just a tribute, or really a credit to their efforts to be in a state championship game almost every year.
And we've all been through so much this year, so many challenges. What's been the biggest challenge with the association this season?
Just, the challenge of dealing and addressing the unknowns. And then the challenge of just being able to communicate what our rules and regulations are. I think our schools have done a really good job of understanding that everything we've done this year basically has been in a modified form. All of our usual rules and regulations, we've had to modify those, but we have persisted and we've done everything we can. And I think our students appreciate the fact that, we had a season.
And as the leader of the association, what are you most proud of accomplishing this year?
Just proud of the way our athletic directors, coaches have jumped in gear and done what they need to do. And then, again, I need to say to our student athletes, I'm proud of them. We've asked them to do some things this year that we know has to have been uncomfortable. Wearing a mask when you're playing basketball. I played basketball in high school and college. I know that was tough. I wear that mask every day, but I'm not running up and down a basketball court. I'm not running up and down that soccer field or the football field or on the volleyball court. So I know it has been difficult. So I really appreciate and I'm proud of the way they have answered the request to do their part to help mitigate the spread of COVID.
We certainly appreciate all of your time here today, Commissioner Tucker, and thank you for all of the hard work you and the association have put forward this season.
Thank you, Jay, for sharing our story.
We're back in at halftime, and it is our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. Patrick Johnson and Jay Sonhalter with you. Mountain Heritage started this game with a prolonged opening drive, Jane. As we go to our highlights here, they got off schedule with the defensive play by the Rams, and then that's when Reidsville took over.
Yeah, Reidsville really did a nice job here getting pressure and penetration. That was J.D. McCain coming through with a huge sack. That got them off schedule. And this offense started to pick up the pace here, getting in gear. Kyle Penix, this is one of the best runs you'll see all season long. Look at him fight through these tacklers and eventually getting into the end zone, sprinting away for the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah, Penix with a monster first half. He has 160 yards of total offense on his own. And after the Penix score, when Reidsville gets the football back, well, all he does here is move into the top 10 in North Carolina high school career passing touchdowns.
And Cam Peoples just caught the swing pass and then did the rest. And this is such an athletic wide receiver group. You just have to get the ball on the perimeter of them, and they'll make you pay. And then here towards the goal line here, this is where the power came into play. Harrison going in behind that big offensive line to score a touchdown right before the halftime break.
Look at the first half stats, courtesy of Hardee's. And rushing
Reidsville.
about even, Jay, take it away.
Yeah, Reidsville just had their way, and the time of possession was in favor of Mountain Heritage. But for Reidsville, you have those explosive passing plays, 0 turnovers. That's the big key. They protected the football. They made big stops on defense and only 1 penalty. Jimmy T has to be very pleased with how his team performed in the first half.
It's not reflected in those numbers, Jay, but you mentioned that time of possession stat. Nearly 17 minutes in the first half, Mountain Heritage had the football. However, they're down 3 scores at the break. We'll take a final break of our Hardee's Feed Your Happy halftime report. Come back. We'll get some second half adjustments. Hear from Aaron, all on the other side. About to start the second half of the 2A state championship broadcast by West Shore Home. But before we do, with the Heritage headman Joey Robinson, here's our Aaron Summers.
Coach, what was the biggest adjustment that you needed to make at the half?
We just got to limit our penalties. I mean, we've had drives and penalties have killed our drives. We just got to play cleaner. If we limit the penalties, we're fine.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, Aaron, directed to the point. Jay, I got to imagine this is going to be something you'll focus on here as we take a look and revisit the Ingles Food for Thought. Ingles, low prices, love the savings.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's going to have to be a big change of course here for Mountain Heritage in the second half. Not only are they going to have to limit the penalties, they've got to limit the 3 and outs. I thought they did a pretty good job of that, but they've got to punch it in and score touchdowns. They're going to have to keep pace, and then here an onside kick.
Oh, the sky try, and Mountain Heritage generating something out of halftime. Pitt County Health Department kickoff going the way of the Cougars. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. And a fired up bunch here, but hold everything. The guys in the striped shirts are meeting. Jay, it did touch a Rams up man before they were able to dive on it.
Kick interference on the kicking team.
Oh, gracious.
Called the ball in the air, 15 yards for the previous spot.
This is a tough break. I love the play call here by Joey Robinson, changing things up, trying to steal possession. We'll see here the touch.
Yeah. It's a good call. Yeah, he got his hand in right before, so that actually is a really good call. Tough to tell with the naked eye, but Mason Robinson did sneak a paw in there.
Going to the keys here in the second half for the Cougars. You've got to steal possessions, create turnovers, special teams, something to gain extra possessions. Then also you just got to score touchdowns. Then your defense is going to have to find a way to slow down the passing game. I talked in the first half. You've got to take away something. You cannot allow them to have a free go in the running game as well as through the air.
Mountain Heritage with 11 more plays running that first half than Reidsville as well. More on that number that Jay was talking about, and that was the time of possession dominated by the Western champ Cougars. Mountain Heritage getting to this championship game. They defeated Forbush in the opening round 46-21, and then an 11-point triumph over Mount Pleasant. And for the second time in the season, beat Hendersonville, winning in thrilling fashion by a skinny point on the last play of the game. So the Cougars will re-kick here. Branton, who has kicked it off 20 times this season, will get an opportunity here, just 15 yards further back. That was pretty good execution on Branton's part. Here it is, our Pitt County Health Department kickoff. A squibber picked up at the 35-yard line, and here goes pass. Breon pass. Very good return, and he's going to set up the Rams in excellent field position. We haven't talked a lot about pass in this game. Haven't had much of a chance to because his teammates on offense have been stealing a lot of the headlines, but he's had a really great season, but is committed to NC State in basketball. In fact, Coach Teague telling us earlier in the week that's where he wanted to go. His dad coached and played at Reidsville and tragically died of a heart attack before past his junior year. But Jay, he averaged over 30 points per ball game as a senior on the hardwood. Amazing numbers.
Yeah, and when you look at his play on the basketball court, you see a nice swing pass.
Yep, here goes Peoples. Nice sidestep to the 10, and he's down at the 5-yard line. Mark him at the 4. That's going to be a pickup of 31 and a first down into the red zone for American Military University.
Jimmy T just knows how to get his best athletes the ball in the open field situations. Look at the blocking up front. I mean, this is just an unselfish job by the wide receivers. Jalen Galloway, Julius Miller out front leading the way for Peoples. These guys really working well together, and that's why they're so successful.
Cam Peebles already with the score. And here is the handoff going. Beyond Harrison is going to be stopped on 1st and goal. Rise to the challenge with a degree from American Military University. At American Military University, you'll learn from the leader. Gain of 1. Harrison with 22 yards on the day. And getting lit up as soon as he makes the catch is Galloway. Big hit. Pretty good stick there by Branton.
Jalen Brand playing both ways. We've seen him do a nice job on the offensive end, and here, no hesitation at all. Going right towards the hips to make the tackle. That's a good job of just reading Pinnick's eyes, seeing him throw the ball out on your side, and then making the play.
This is about a penalty has been declined, I believe. So from the 6-yard line in Mount Heritage territory, Reidsville will operate here. They've been good today on 3rd down. Been great this season, 43%. Throwing. What a grab in the back of the end zone. Pass with a touchdown reception. His 10th of the year, 2nd of the day from QB1. QB7, Kyle Penix.
Penix a little fake, the handoff, and then right over the middle pass, getting open on the slant route. These guys have connected so many times throughout their careers. They can read each other, and he just went into the middle of that zone defense. A perfect ball in stride for the touchdown.
It's for Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. At Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, we're grateful to serve. Kick is through. 28-zip. Rams take the opening possession to the house. You're watching the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 2A State Championship broadcast from West Shore Home. Stay tuned. Later on, we'll be highlighting the Legacy Federal Credit Union Drive of the Game. Be your best you at a Legacy Federal Credit Union. Patrick Johnson, Jay Sunholder, and Aaron Summers, 28-zip. Reidsville looking for 3 state titles in a row, their 4th appearance in the state championship game. We're about to have another Pitt County Health Department kickoff. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. Well, Penix with a couple of touchdown passes today. He's 7 of 8 with 132 yards through the air. And he is already today moved into sole possession of 28th spot in passing history in the state of North Carolina. Here's a good return. And Jay, if he gets another couple cracks at it and they throw the football, number 27 on the list, how about this name? Heath Schuler, the old Swain County quarterback who played at Tennessee and then in the NFL.
Yeah, that's a big name in the state's history. You see here an injury down on the field.
Yep, unfortunately, we have a player down, Wesley Burgeon, and we will check on him. Give you an update after this. Coming up at the conclusion of today's broadcast, we'll be showcasing the Hardee's Feed Your Happy play of the game. Burgeon coming off, albeit slowly, but that is good to see. Reidsville with the 28-zip advantage here on our 2A state championship broadcast for the North Carolina High School Athletic Association, brought to you by West Shore Home. Mountain Heritage, Jay, they are a program that literally is built from the ground up. Joey Robinson took over 20 years ago. He went 1-31 in his first 3 years. And they started building the program from the youth level, the Pop Warner level, if you will. First and 10 here. Here's Silvers. And he'll advance the football ahead. A good chunk of yardage. From his own 23-yard line, he's able to advance it out to the 29 on a pickup of 6.
That's such an important factor when you're building a program to start not only at the high school level, but be involved in the youth level, the grassroots level, because when you're starting in elementary, middle school age, these players will have the familiarity with the schemes. They can grow up in the systems that they're going to play at the high school level, and then you have that pipeline of young talent coming up through the system.
Option on second down, and not a whole lot there for Branton. And Aaron Summers joining the conversation for a little more on this. Aaron?
Coach Robinson didn't just talk about how necessary it was to build the youth league from the ground up and start there. He actually went out and did it himself. He officiated games on Saturdays. He worked the concession stands until people started buying in and understood that they could see how the change was happening, and they became a part of it. And that first, third, fourth grade youth class that he helped develop became his first championship team appearance in 2009. They played that game against Tarboro, and ever since then, they've been continuing to build success at Mountain Heritage.
Third down here for the Cougs. And a couple of yards, but they're going to be short of picking up the first. Jay, they played in 09, Tarboro, when Todd Gurley was a backup. That's a heck of a backup.
Why didn't he start?
Well, you had a chance today or this week to ask Coach, why didn't you?
Yeah, well, he scored a lot of touchdowns.
Yes, you did.
He not have been the start. He was doing damage.
Tarboro picking up another ring today in this venue. Did so in impressive fashion. And that, at least as of now, represents the lone East win so far of all the state championship games. They went for it on fourth down and did not get it. So it'll now be Reidsville football with excellent field position to start here from the 31 in Mountain Heritage territory. Jay, can't dispute the call there.
Yeah, no, I mean, I like being aggressive, and see here coming back into the ball game.
That's Hall. Boy, he's tough, isn't he? Can't contribute offensively because of that shoulder, but he's logging minutes out there on the defensive side, and you can just look at him. It doesn't look like that he has a tremendous amount of function with that arm. Penix running away from a defender, utilizing the stiff arm, sidestepping another man, and then good stick-to-itiveness by Sage Austin chasing him down, the big junior defensive end.
You know, Patrick, back to Aaron's point about just what Coach Robinson did in the community. It's all about getting interest level up. You think about these high school games, how many times do you see Pop Warner players there, the middle school players there? That's what it's about is getting that tradition built up, getting the whole community involved in building up the young talent base and having these guys look up to the high school team and wanting to play that. And that's a huge factor in this program being built up the right way.
Well, Mountain Heritage, kind of known as a basketball school until Coach got there, trying to run it on a jet sweep, and nothing doing that time. Good job to sniff it out, Mason Robinson. You know, it's interesting when you talk about Coach Robinson. He graduated from Heritage's rival Mitchell. He was a great quarterback there. Had a big senior season, won a lot of games, went off to college, came back, was on staff at Mitchell for a little bit, got away from football for a year, and got out of teaching. 3rd and 10 here. They'll go over the middle. There's pass again. Pass. Oh, hurdling a man at the 15 and ushered out of bounds. It's a first down run. Here comes a late penalty marker. Wow. Bit of a quiet first half for Breon Pass, but showed you the ups there, Jay.
Yeah, well, he's shown it to us on the basketball court and now doing it on the football field as well. One of the best athletes in America, 2-sport star.
Yeah, pick State over Georgia Tech, ECU, Providence, among others in hoops. But he was getting calls from Nick Saban, Dabo at Clemson. I mean, the top football programs in the country wanted that young man's services.
Personal foul on the offense, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Still first down.
All right, so a little bit of house cleaning to do here as you watch the replay.
And Penix with that strong arm. Again, yards after the catch, being a playmaker. That's what Pass does. And then here's the leap. Such a talented player.
So out officially, but it's where the spot of the foul happened there, which was around the 15 trailing the play. So the ball backed up to the 30. It's actually going to be a 3rd and 9 here after the penalty. Here goes Harrison to work. Let me put a bit of punctuation on the Joey Robinson situation there as the head coach. But here he was, out of football for a year. Came back to work as the offensive coordinator for a couple of seasons here at Mountain Heritage. And he thought after he interviewed at his alma mater he was going to get the head coaching job, but the phone never rang. And he wound up becoming the head coach and building a tremendous program at Mountain Heritage. In fact, this was the first year in several that Mitchell beat them actually in that rivalry game. Here's Penix. They're going to throw on 4th down. Lobs it over. Picked out of the air at the 8-yard line. It is intercepted and going to be returned by Jacob McCool. So the free safety playing center field did what you want that position to do, getting an INT. And for Penix, that's only his 2nd interception of the year, Jay, and he's thrown the ball well over 140 times this season.
Yeah, first mistake of the ball game. This ball, just a little bit too much arc. And McCool just reading things, sitting there in coverage. And now finally this defense getting off the field, making a stand. McCool's had a great career for the Cougars and coming up in a big way here in the second half.
So Mountain Heritage back out there. They'll operate from their own 27-yard line. That Mountain Heritage-Mitchell rivalry, you're talking in normal times where you have normal attendance, tens of thousands of dollars in gate receipts. It's a big, big deal in Western Carolina. A little end around there with Jalen Branton. The good-looking player, the senior. Branton had the big catch, a 75-yard performance, but 50 of those 75 coming on the catch that set up the winning play last week. Here he gets a gain of 7, and from the 34-yard line, the Cougars will have Silvers follow a convoy of blockers. He'll squirt out, runs the football to the 45. Pickup of 11, and it will be a first down for the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. You have a spot. Take your shot.
Silvers just kind of hide behind the offensive line. Leading the way, that was Logan Huskins. And then also Lucas Randolph, the big junior, 6'2", 300 pounds, clearing out the path for their quarterback.
Gabe Silvers at 156 yards rushing against Mount Pleasant earlier in the postseason, 155 against Fort Bush. And nice play made there by Keon Floyd. Floyd with 4 tackles and a tackle for loss last week. He gets in on one here. He's got double digits in tackles for loss this season. Huskins has found the sledding to be tough on the ground today.
You know, Patrick, we've been talking so much about this offense for Reidsville. Well, how about the defense? Doug Mars, the defensive coordinator, has a really aggressive unit. His guys always seem to be at the right place. You don't see any missed assignments, very many missed tackles. Now, we have seen them kind of get powered through when Hall is carrying the football today, but this is a team that's very disciplined.
Silvers cut it up. Gets to midfield. 3rd down and manageable upcoming here for Heritage. Boy, Silvers so tough. 80 carries, over 80 carries, in fact, in the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. Today, Silvers has carried it 19, now 20 times for 51 yards. It's over 100 carries over the last 4 weeks for your quarterback. And we're going to have a false start. Jay, I know that's part of their offense, but you know, we're in the day and age.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
The day and age where you don't want your QB taking unnecessary shots, but this is one tough young man here, Silvers.
He really is. And, you know, with Hall being out of the ballgame, at least on the offensive end, just more of this load has been on his shoulders. And you're right, this team, they really rely on the run. He can mix in the pass, and we see Hall there. A big piece of this offense is out of the ballgame. But I've just been impressed with Silvers and his toughness and grit.
Yeah, Hall had it going early, 47 yards before the shoulder injury. Hit as he throws the football up for grabs. It's going to be batted down. Wanted to work it out to his tight end, Peyton Allen, the 5'9", 185-pound senior. But, there defensively were the Cougars, or rather the Rams. Beg your pardon. Big shot. Oof.
Yeah, the pressure right in the face, and that's tough when you know you're going to get hit and you still got to throw a strike.
Silvers, who also handles the punting duties after taking that shot from Floyd. And Silvers, second punt of the day, had a 29-yard effort his first time. This will bounce to the side and over towards the western sidelines. East, the home team this year at the 2 championship sites here at Kenan Stadium and Carter Finley Stadium over in Raleigh. Picturesque setting here on a really lovely Saturday afternoon, the day before Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. Sports moms are just the greatest. And we're going to have our player of the game for you at the conclusion of today's show. Let West Shore Home convert your old bathtub into a modern and spacious walk-in shower in just one day. Four-score game here for Reidsville. Wilson Robinson's been in on a lot of plays today as he halted Harrison. Robinson with 4 tackles officially. And he also has in this game a couple tackles for loss. Penix on the jet sweep. And another big play for Cam Peoples. You know, we talk a lot about Penix. We talk a lot about Breon Pass, and rightfully so. But Cam Peoples today has been a valuable weapon, and he picks up a first down for the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. You have a spot, take your shot.
This offense, when you've got playmakers like Peoples, Pass, then you can hit Harrison as well. I mean, there's just so many different options, and this coaching staff puts them in successful positions where they get them to the outside in one-on-one situations and they can use their speed.
Penix, he'll get another first down and race out of bounds, a pickup of 14. Here comes a late flag as he was hit after he got out of bounds. So Kyle Penix with a huge afternoon in this state championship game, looking to pilot a program to a title for the third time. 225 yards of total offense for Kyle Penix today.
Well, and you look at his skill set, we've seen him throw the ball accurately, 8 for 10 on the day. So good running the football. He can throw on the run. This week before the ball game, just looking at his stats, hearing about him, watching film on him, it's very easily to see how good he's going to be at the college level. I think he's going to be a superstar at Wofford, and they're getting a great player, and I think he's going to have a chance to come into Wofford and play early on in his career.
Movement up front.
Dead ball.
So Johnny Fort says something about disconcerting signals. So the penalty before that, the hit out of bounds, really taxes the definition of hit. And I've never seen that called in 20 some odd years of doing football. Nonetheless, Rams will go to the air. And great catch and play made after the catch to pick up a couple of extra yards. That's Jaden Robinson that time.
Robinson on the outside here. Pass again, getting outside the pocket, setting up his feet and wide open. Robinson, another guy on the outside here. You see the yards after the catch, just fighting through.
So this penalty is going to go, I believe, on Reidsville. And it is. Tough afternoon for Coach Robinson. Jay, it's been certainly an exciting game if you're a fan of the Rams there, and if you're Jimmy Teague, and you just don't want this on either side to start to get ragged and we see a bunch of laundry on the field.
Yeah, well, you want to play a clean ball game, and especially just finish this thing out smoothly. Put your best foot forward.
Harrison, pretty spin move. Harrison will have a first down. That for the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services. Things getting a little chippy out there between these two, and guess what? Back behind the play, it's going to be a holding called against the Rams.
This is going to come back, but look at this run. Harrison, 5'10", 215 pounds, built so compact. He can drive through, keeps his legs churning to get those extra yards.
Jimmy Teague started his coaching career at Eastern Alamance in the mid-'80s. Spent time in Charlotte at Garinger High School. And Jay, I mean, he'd be the first to admit this. He didn't have a winning record when he was hired at Reidsville. I mean, not even it made the playoffs. And he's obviously had a great deal of success at Reidsville for sure with all the state championships. Harrison fumbles it ahead. Mountain Heritage, do they have it? The ball comes out again. There's a battle going on for that pigskin right now. And Mountain Heritage comes up with it. A rare 2-turnover game for Reidsville.
I like the way this defense is playing. Still flying to the football as Harrison goes through, tries to stiff arm with his left hand. We see the ball just pop out with the big hit. And that was a good lick up front. And then the ball is just in a scramble there. This defense continuing to play hard to stay in the game.
We have a player shaken up. Tending to a Rams player there. Perhaps maybe hurt trying to come up with the football. Minute 43 to go here in this one. Second turnover of the day, a second ago for the Rams. Training staff attending to Harrison there. And it looks like perhaps favoring his abdomen. Ball's going to be spotted on the 12 in Cougars territory, so Mountain Heritage will take over there. Rams turnovers. This one is grinded down a little bit following some penalties. So the third quarter, just one touchdown between these two. And he's started to tend on the ragged side a little bit here. First down 10. Not a whole lot there for Huskins. Kai Rankin, who last year in the championship game against Northeastern had 6 tackles and a tackle for loss. A little slow to get up. And the training staff now out to take a look at him. See if we can pick up on what happened. Kind of fell back. A little bit of friendly fire, and that could be tough certainly on the lower extremities. Aaron Summers, field side.
As soon as Rankin hit the ground, he got his foot stuck underneath him. It was that left ankle at the knee, and he got pushed back behind himself. He knew it immediately that something was wrong, and he hit the ground. But other than that, he kind of just waited for everybody to get off of him before he rolled over and called for the trainers to come over. So has a good attitude about it as he's getting helped off the field right now, Patrick.
Yeah, we saw that, Aaron, and that's a great vantage point from the field from you there. But he was trying to put weight on it. Wasn't in a panic, it didn't appear, and he's laboring coming off that left leg. So a little bit of injuries here, and that's another thing you hate to see, Jay, in any setting, whether the game's tied in the third quarter or it's a 4-score deficit.
Yeah, that's the toughest part of football because these guys work so hard, spend so much time, perfecting their skills, and injuries, are part of the game, but you just hate it for these kids because you know how much time they invest.
Under 33 yards of offense today for Silvers, and the Mountain Heritage offense is trying to add to it here. A first down dart out of bounds. And that'll set them up with some pretty advantageous field position as they try to claw back into this thing one play at a time.
The blocking up front was outstanding here. That right side of the offensive line just clearing the path. It was led by Logan Higgins over on the right side playing tight end. And Silver's just continuing to battle. He's a physical runner. He may not get a big gain every single time, but eventually he's going to break through. And that was his biggest run of the day.
32 yards for Gabe Silvers, who rings up a North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services first down. You have a spot. Take your shot. Huskins stayed on his feet. He was unable to advance the football terribly far. Forward progress graciously gives him 2.
For this offense, they're not going to throw the ball. That's not their strength. So this is a great offense when you have the lead, but when you're playing from behind, it's eating up so much clock. Even though there's positive running plays, this game is continuing to shorten down. There's not the threat of the pass.
McCool is split out. You see his feet at the top of your screen there. Silvers runs in that direction through a tackle, past midfield, and into Reidsville territory. They ventured very far on the first drive of the game that consumed over 8 minutes. Wound up coming up empty. This is the first time they've been able to advance the football this deep. Get it down to the 44. Johnny Fort indicating a timeout taken by the Reidsville Rams. So a couple of spirited runs from Silvers. And I think this is about effort more than it is technique right now, Sonny.
Yeah, it is. I mean, at this point, you go over to the sideline, Coach T talking to his team and saying, hey, guys, let's finish this game strong. What are we doing out here? We've been dominant all ball game long. We're giving up a couple big runs here. Let's solidify things up front, play under control, and get it going again.
Well, we mentioned at the beginning of the telecast that these programs have played before, the 4th meeting, all in the postseason, typically in the Western bracket in the 2A class, and Reidsville's won all 3 matchups. 21-14 was their last meeting on November 30th of 2018. It was the 27-20 victory the year before on December 1st of 17. One of those games Mountain Heritage decided to go for 2 late in it and didn't work out, and they wound up on the short end of the stick. Here they're down, but starting to show some signs of life with McCool running through a shot. McCool with some hard running. And Jay, you talked about the time of possession. And it may not seem like a big thing, but this defense has been out there quite a long time. We're going to have you expand and maybe give us some thoughts on that particular idea after we come back with the 4th quarter. The Heritage drive as we start the 4th. Started back on their 12. It's consumed 50 yards so far. And Jay, time of possession, Mountain Heritage has had the ball for 24 minutes to just 12 for Reidsville. And quite frankly, as this is going to be a first down dive, the Reidsville defense looks a little fatigued.
Yeah, I mean, even though you've got a 28-point lead, that's a huge contrast. And this defense has been out on the field the majority of the ball game. And you look out at that defensive side, many of these guys are playing both ways. So you can see why they're looking a little fatigued right now. When you watch the defensive line, see their leverage. They're standing up more, and that's a sign that you're getting tired. Right now, the O-line is getting underneath the pad level.
That last 7-yard gain good for a NC 529 first down with the NC 529 plan. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education. First down and 10, and another very good gain down to the 26 for Silvers.
And that's the first sign, though, Patrick, what I look at. When you look at a team getting tired, it's all at the line of scrimmage. The low man wins. If you're tired, you're going to stand up naturally. And you can see, especially in the front 7, Reidsville playing more tall. And that's why this drive is really starting to roll now for the Cougars, because they're coming out of the gate. Good job coming off the line and just getting push up front.
Cristobal Pawamba was at the top of the screen, split out on the ground. And a nice job to shoot the gap make the hit by Rankin, and it's good to see Rankin back in the game. A far different look on his face after that play than after the injury. No gain, 3rd down here, and 5. Prolonged drives too, keeping the offense and Penix off the field. 3rd and 5, trying to gain and fight for yardage, and that last lunge giving a 1st down to Heritage. McCool with a game effort.
I like the effort by the Cougars. We'll see McCool here coming across. Silvers hand the ball off. And then just fighting through here, a nice little jump, and then a couple defenders coming over for the tackle. These guys are continuing to fight, and I've been impressed on this drive.
He's trying to do his Breon Pass impersonation there, it looked like. 5:29, NC 5:29 1st down. With the NC 5:29 plan, it's never too early or too late to start saving for education. Play blown up there by Rankin.
Tackle by Reidsville's number 55, Rankin.
Rankin's been a key piece of this defense, a senior. We'll see him coming through there, just shed the block up front, getting into the backfield. You said it earlier, good to see him back for getting his leg caught.
Back-to-back tackles for Rankin. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was just going to say, you know, this defense, we were just talking about them maybe being fatigued. But again, this defensive line and the linebacking core with the secondary, there's a lot of veteran leadership up there and also young players as well. So this is a roster where you have those guys that have been through the battles, but also young guys that will be back next year in the coming years.
They're not sure if they were trying to set up a pass there. And the tackle was made there. Loss of 2 on the play. Both ways here, Isaiah Musqueda. So 3rd and 14. Aaron Summers does have more now on Kai Rankin, the senior nose tackle for the Rams.
Came off the field. They were assessing his left ankle. Ended up just needing to get heavily taped, and he's been back out there on the field productive for the Rams.
Yeah, and on a couple of plays here. That heavy tape job will do it. Quick snap. Silvers. And Silvers fighting for yardage. He's going to be about 4 yards shy of the 1st down. It's the ball to the 9 on a pickup of 13.
Silvers, again, he's had a great ball game today. You can kind of see him limping around. He's taken a lot of shots. A lot of pressure on the offensive end has been put on his shoulder. He's come through, you know, again, when the defense is focused on stopping you, you can still have success. That says a lot about you and how talented a player you are.
Rise to the challenge with a degree from American Military University. At American Military University, you'll learn from the leader. Red zone try here for Mountain Heritage. McCool. And it was a 4th down play that will again not result in a conversion for the 1st.
A lot of credit to this defense. You know, they did bend on this drive, but coming up here on 4th down, nowhere to go. They swarmed over to the sideline. See multiple defenders coming over for the play. This defense getting off the field is Kyrie Hayes with the tackle.
Well, another lengthy drive that took up a lot of time. Now Penix with just over 7 minutes to go. Feed a pass out to the flats, going to Peoples, and Peoples tripped up. Jalen Branton has been all over the place today, both on defense and offense, and that senior has played his guts out here in his final game.
Patrick, when you look at this wide receiving core, this is one of the best in the state at any level. I mean, you look at the talent, you have big wide receivers, small, shifty guys, but the weapons that this offense has, you know, I would take them over any other team in the state.
Big statement, big run. There goes Harrison. He spurts ahead for a first down. It's going to be a pickup of 20. Takes it out to the 37-yard line for an NC 529 first down. Here's a look.
Harrison again up the front, just following the lead block. Kai Rankin, we just saw playing the defensive line. This offense just continuing to churn yardage and having their way up front.
Longest run of the day for Harrison. He now has 73 yards. Midway point of this fourth quarter of this 2A state championship broadcast for West Shore Home. There's pass. And pass making his way through, just short of a first down there. I think he thought he had it, right?
Yeah, it was close. I'll tell you, with pass, you're going to NC State and Kevin Keats, he's a guy that's going to be able to play point guard and also play that two-guard position. So we see him on the football field and how good he is here. But on the basketball court, he's just as good. An outstanding three-point shooter.
Pass. Number 6 guard in the state. Number 12 combo guard with more on Breon Pass as a first down is earned here by the Rams. Here's Aaron.
Coach Teague said that NC State was getting a good one because Breon Pass does nothing but win. It's in his nature. Coach Teague said that that guy is more competitive than anybody that I know. Coach Teague, he teaches PE. He has a class there at Reidsville that Breon Pass took, and he said even in wiffle ball, it didn't matter what it was, volleyball, whatever team Pass was on was going to win. That's just his mentality.
Penix, big arm, caught, touchdown pass. Wiffle ball, football, basketball, Pass is a star. And that bomb of 53 yards for Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue at Smithfield's. We're grateful to serve.
This is the exclamation point. Plenty of time up front for Penix going for the home run. He throws the bomb, and then the post route over the top. Look at how easy Pass makes it look. No one in sight with that speed. Easy pitch and catch.
And with that strike of 53 yards, it's more than sends Penix skyrocketing to 27th alone, past Heath Schuler on the all-time career passing list in the state of North Carolina. Rams rolling in Chapel Hill. Three touchdowns today for Kyle Penix, the Rams quarterback. He's converted on 12 of 14 attempts for 229 yards. And Breon Pass, throwing up the Wolfpack Nation sign here in Chapel Hill. 5 catches, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Breon Pass. That's not going to make him a popular guy here in Chapel Hill.
Well, I don't think he'd be popular no matter what. He's going to NC State, so
well, that's true.
You might as well have some fun.
Well, might as well. From the 10-yard line, McCool out to the 20, and that our Pitt County Health Department kickoff. Well, let's take a look now at our drive of the game for a Legacy Federal Credit Union. Be the best you at a Legacy Federal Credit Union. This drive goes 9 plays, 46 yards. 4 minutes off the clock, and it was capped by the Harrison score. He got close here. Timeout was called, and this was a no-doubter. Harrison today with 73 yards and a score, and it looks like they're going to work on a cramp. Jay, both these teams do have tremendous athletes. They do have a tremendous amount of depth, but they also have a lot of young men that are having to play on both sides of the ball. Not a huge amount compared to a lot of other teams in the 2A classification, but still there are a lot of players there out there today that are giving it their all on both sides of the ball.
You're right, and they don't have a chance to rest, and they're even playing special teams as well, so playing all 3 phases.
Yeah, absolutely. That is McCool, and he's a real warrior. 4 minutes, 53 seconds to go. It's the North Carolina High School Athletic Association 2A State Championship broadcast presented by West Shore Home. McCool off. You see him. They continue to work on him there, and a lot of frustration. Boy, those leg cramps are always tough, and it just I have to take time to work them out. Pitch near side. Branton. They wave the clock on. Jaden Robinson, another one of those players for the Rams on both sides of the ball. It's going to be a pickup of 4. Gabe Silvers with 105 yards today on the ground on 25 attempts. His team is in this game rushed for 199. Silvers that time tackled. Floyd got some help from Rankin there. I think Rankin, next level, will make a really good lineman on the defensive side. I mean, powerful. He isn't the tallest guy, but I mean, if you're talking an interior lineman, there's someone that is a playmaker.
Yeah, and you know what? Height doesn't really matter. It's all about quickness up front and gaining leverage, getting underneath the pad level. And you're right, 6 feet tall. That's tall enough for me because you see that first step quickness. He also has power with strong hands. I've really enjoyed watching him up front because he's like a tactician down there, working against the offensive linemen, trying to find ways to get in the backfield.
Mountain Heritage burning a timeout here. Well, it's time for our West Shore Home player of the game. Rather, the play of the game for Hardee's. Here it is. And it was the game's opening score. Penix, who's had a superb day throwing the football, but he got things going with his legs and with his sheer determination, quicks, and power. So that's your Hardee's play of the game. Hardee's, feed your happy. A day for Kyle Penix, closing in on 100 yards rushing. That was a 61-yard score. Winning smile there, isn't it, Jay?
That's awesome.
Yeah, what a big personality he is.
You know what that play did? It really set the tone for its team today. When you saw him make that play, you kind of got the feeling that this offense was going to take off. And you look at his abilities, throwing the ball, running the ball, he can do it all.
Here's a throw. And now Silver's 1 of 4 throwing the football. They tried to set up Branton on a receiver screen. 4th down. They've gone for it the last couple of times, and Silver this time looks like he's going to punt. Breon pass, more on him in a second. Silver bobbles, gets it away. Pass at midfield makes the fair catch. West Shore Home player of the game this time around, and we have it for you, and it's none other than Breon Pass. What a catch here, Jay. That was a bullet and a heck of an effort.
Yeah, that was a tough one in coverage, and this was an easy one. Look at the long track speed, easy touchdown over the top. This is a guy in the biggest games, he steps up, and he did it again here today.
88 yards through the air today, 2 scores on 5 catches for Breon Pass, who came in with 30 receptions on the year. Not a whole lot there on 1st down. They're just trying to run the clock down as much as possible here is Reidsville with 3 minutes to go. Things got a little ragged for him in the third, but by and large today, when they've needed to make plays on defense, that unit has bowed its neck. And for Coach Teague, this offense has been explosive all afternoon. Quarterback in the game, pass complete, and still on his feet, fumbles the football. Al Lee, the freshman, they have high hopes for him. His pass was caught but then fumbled by Mendoza. Can't fault these young guys, Jay. That's a freshman to a sophomore there, and they're just trying to make plays on the big stage.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just unfortunate for them with the turnover, trying to get the extra yards. You don't want to go out of bounds. You want to get back in the field of play, try to get something. But you see here, you could have gone out of bounds, but I like the effort.
I like it. Yeah, you don't want to go out of bounds there. Right? That's spoken like a true player, Sonny.
I mean, you don't. I mean, you're not going to go out of bounds. But you like the extra effort. You know, I'll tell you, though, for both teams here, you know, obviously this is going to be a state championship win for Reidsville, but some of these younger players get the opportunity to go in the ball game and get this experience. And not only to, you know, get some more playing time for next season, but just to have this memory of playing at UNC and being out on the field.
Well, next season is just mere weeks away in a lot of instances for these championship qualifiers. Jimmy Teague excited to begin a 27th campaign at the helm of the Reidsville program. This will be 3 state championships in a row, their 4th state title appearance. Aaron, there's that contention, though. Is this going to be number 19 or number 22? The side of things for Reidsville says 22. High School Athletic Association says 18 coming into today. And Aaron and I were talking about that before the game. It's always been something that the Reidsville folks have always sort of had a disagreement, just a friendly disagreement. Agree to disagree with the High School Athletic Association.
And Coach Teague says if you win the last game of the season, and that should mean you earn a championship, right. Patrick.
He's right. He's right. Well, I think some of the question is when we had, you know, numbers back in the day, you had the Western champion and the Eastern champion.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against white. Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against the defense. Those penalties all set. State still.
So they've got at reidsvillefootball.com/18 and counting, and they run through all the numbers here on the World Wide Web, including some years they finished as the co-champion. But their website has them winning their first title over Apex back in 1930. So it's either the 25th state championship game appearance for the program today, according to the Athletic Association, but Reidsville says it's their 28th. We do know this, it's going to be another ring for Jimmy Teague. Silver picks up the first down. Good for an NC 529 first down run. It's never too early or too late to start saving for education. Jay, I don't know if you can dispute what Aaron quoted Coach Teague saying there. If you win your final game, you're the champs of something, right?
Yeah. No disputing there.
Reidsville won in 2019 over Northeastern and Winston-Salem, 14-0.
Foul, face mask on the defense, 15-yard penalty, first down.
They won a great game against Northeastern in 2018, 31-28. Lost to Wallace Rose Hill, 35-28, 2017. And then in 16, hammered Edenton Holmes 58-12. So 5 straight appearances, 4 of the last 5. Sonny, there's not going to be any doubt. They'll be back.
This is a team that just reloads. I mean, there's so many young players in this program, guys coming up through the pipeline, and this is what they expect. They expect to get to this point and win this ball game. Again, these younger players having the experience from this season is just going to bode well for the future.
A lot of respect they do for this program here. You saw players helping one another up. Unfortunately, we, away from the play, had a flag come flying in.
Penalty marker on the play.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct on the defense. After this, it's a goal. First down.
So what's in doubt here is, will the shutout be preserved, as the ball now will be spotted down at the 9. Rams called the timeout. They're looking for their 6th shutout of this shortened spring 21 season. There's the sign of a winner, Jay, a guy who this game is in hand. Just seconds remain. And he's still coaching like it's a tie ball game as far as teaching lessons late.
Yeah, you don't think they want that shutout, do you? I mean, that intensity. But you know what that shows the kids is you got to finish. No matter what the score is. It doesn't matter if we're winning or we're losing. You got to finish the right way. And we have a certain standard. And I love to see that when coaches are showing that intensity, even at a point where, you know, this game's over with, but they're still out there coaching hard and expect and demand perfect play.
First and goal from the 9. Side now of the American Military University red zone. Rise to the challenge with the degree from American Military University. At American Military University, you'll learn from the leader.
Patrick, how about the effort of Silvers, though, today? This is his last ball game. He's a senior, and the way he's fought today, you know, he's had a top effort for his team.
Takes it here down to the 2.
Silvers at the quarterback here. Ball down to the Rams, number 16, Lorenzo Mendoza, number 51, Madison Elliott.
Mountain Heritage. Now on the flip side of this, Jay, they want to score, so they call a timeout. So 27 seconds to go. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 3. This is one of those kind of games within the game now, isn't it, Sonny?
Yeah, it is. I mean, you know, for the Cougars, hey, let's get a score. I mean, I do not want a shutout on my name. Let's get in the end zone and finish this thing the right way. Now, for the Rams, I'm furious if I give up points here, so I'm bowing up and getting physical up front. You can see both teams kind of the cat and mouse game going back and forth.
33rd playoff appearance for Reidsville since 72. 82 wins, 25 losses, and a tie. And for Mountain Heritage, they come in this a playoff mark since 72, 21 and 19. 20th playoff appearance. They're 2nd in the state championship game. And the folks that made the 4.5, 5-hour trip hoping to see some points to close this one out. Stay on the ground, and they will get in. Logan Higgins. Good for him. The senior's had a tough day running the football. He's got tears in his eyes as he makes it into the end zone. A Smithfield Chicken and Barbecue touchdown at Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue. We're grateful to serve.
And what a way to finish it out for Higgins. You see the emotion here as he gets in the end zone. He'll remember that forever. A good way to close it out for the senior.
You could tell they really wanted it for a young man whose career comes to a close. And he has options, as we mentioned. An architectural engineer is what he aspires to be. Campbell has offered him. UNC wants to come here and play as a preferred walk-on. They're going to hand the ball off to Branton as they go for two, and they cannot cash it in for their 43rd two-point conversion of the season.
The two-point conversion attempt is no good.
Higgins, again, kind of bottled up all day, Jay, but he's a really smart young man. He has a 4.4 GPA. In fact, I've been remiss in not mentioning this earlier. This is something that Coach Robinson really talked about this week, as you see Reidsville celebrating this championship here. But their collective team GPA is 3.7 at Mountain Heritage.
Yeah. That's amazing,
yeah.
Is it not?
I mean, I'm kind of speaking, it's stunning. That's the team, the collective group. As you see Reidsville there, the kids very excited. And they get Coach Teague with the post-game Gatorade shower. He's had a few of those over his career, hasn't he?
Well, you know, it's a little bit nicer getting it this spring, because usually it happens in December when it's Arctic outside. You know, he's probably liking it. That probably feels pretty good. Perfect weather today. You get a little Gatorade shower.
8th championship as the head coach for Coach Teague. Big day for Penix. We've got him going. So a final Cook County Health Department kickoff try here. Join the at-home testing challenge and keep our community healthy. So, Jay, we're going to have Grady Brooks kick it here. Now, Brooks has kicked off this year 16 times. This is not out of the ordinary, but it is a little unusual to see the 300-pound kicker.
Well, let's see the leg here. I bet he's got a strong boot.
He might try the onside.
Nah.
Got somewhere in between. Swung it back, let it rip. The Rams will recover. Pass, our player of the game with a huge effort here. "16 seconds to go before we get ready to wrap up business with some of our post-game festivities. Great job by our gang of the truck. Val, Joe, the whole group there. Marvelous job this weekend. 4 games, 3 days. And that is a lot of long hours and a lot of great effort put on by a crew to bring the entire state of North Carolina these state championship broadcasts at the high level at which they are broadcast. So we salute them. Another championship for the Rams. High School Athletic Association recognizing it as its 16th title. And they win it here today in convincing fashion against Mount Heritage by 29 points. And since 2016, this will be their fourth ring in their 5th title game appearance. 3 in a row now for Reidsville, as they are the 2021 2A state champion. Right now, Aaron Summers with Coach Jimmy Teague from Reidsville. Aaron?
Coach, a 35-6 victory. What led to just the complete effort from the whole team?
Well, it's just a culmination of a lot of hard work over the last 16, 17 months with COVID and everything. Who would have thought we'd have got to this point a year ago? And so it's been a blessing to be a part of this. We got a great group of seniors. We wouldn't have done it without senior class.
How about your quarterback, Kyle Penix, and his ability, 300 yards, 4 touchdowns? How key is he to this team's success?
Oh, he's been the key since he was a sophomore. We haven't had many start 3 years, and he's been a leader. Plus, all those seniors, like I said, every senior, I can name every one of them, have been such a great leadership for us.
You've been here several times before. What makes you so proud about this team's effort and what they were able to accomplish this year?
Well, again, talk about a group of seniors came in for 4 years now, and have been here every year. And a lot of those guys played even when they were freshmen. So it's just been a great class, and just my blessing to be a part of it.
Do those Gatorade baths ever get old?
No, this part don't get old.
Congratulations, Coach.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Coach Teague with the 8th title as the head coach of Reidsville. 320 yards today for the senior quarterback Penix. Of total offense, total domination, Reidsville rolls to another crown. The Reidsville Rams are your 2021 2A state champions, and congratulations to them. Jay, offensively, they certainly answered the bell every time today. They got going early with Penix. Pass also got in on the action. 3 titles for Penix, 3 for Pass. Players in a 4th championship game, as we talked about and as Coach Teague mentioned a moment ago. Defensively, again, made plays when they had to, and they were out on the field for long periods of time on a fairly warm day against an offense that was shorthanded with Hall leaving the game early but continued to gut it out.
They were, and that defense up until the end, being on the field that long, you continue to see that fight, even though they did get tired. But this was a complete win. The defense was outstanding. The offense started it off, though, with those explosive plays. When you have those big hitters, it really breaks the back of the defense, and then they start to mix in the running game. And Kyle Penix had an outstanding day leading the way.
106 career touchdown passes. He sits alone in the top 10 in state history in career TDs thrown. A great job, as we mentioned, by our crew. Thanks to them for their efforts here all weekend, and especially today. And Aaron Summers and Jay Sunhalter, great to be with them. Fantastic job. We also would like to take a moment to thank the wonderful folks at the North Carolina High School Athletic Association and these broadcast sponsor partners: West Shore Home, Hardee's, American Military University, A Legacy Federal Credit Union, Smithfield's Chicken and Barbecue, North Carolina Assist NC 529, Duke University Health Systems, and Ingalls Markets. All of these sponsor partners, through their contributions to the program, make these championship games possible for viewers at home. For our entire crew, Jay and Aaron, I'm Patrick Johnson. Congratulations to Coach Teague and Reidsville, your 2021 2A champs.